Week 13. In a monumental, highly controversial decision, the High Court of Justice today struck down, by a decision of 8 justices in favour and 7 against, legislation passed earlier this year that curtailed judicial oversight of the government. 12 of the 15 justices agreed that the court does have the authority to strike down basic laws in limited circumstances, but this was the first time in Israel's history it has been done. The reasonableness law was passed in July as an amendment to a basic law and said that all the courts, including the High Court, were barred from deliberating on and ruling against government and ministerial decisions on the basis of the judicial standard of reasonableness. The petitioners against the law, as well as Attorney General Gali Barav Miara, argued it removed the crucial guardrails protecting Israeli democracy and should therefore be struck down. The government argued that the standard of reasonableness gave the court too broad a scope to intervene in policy decisions, which should be the purview of the government alone, and that the court had no authority to strike down basic laws in the first place. Before October 7th, some government ministers and coalition MKs indicated that they may not respect a decision to annul the legislation, but doing so would lead to a constitutional crisis. After the ruling, Justice Minister Yariv Levin, the architect of the judicial overhaul, accused judges of taking into their hands all authorities that in a democracy are split between the 3 branches of government. He said the ruling won't stay our hand, but adds that the government will continue to act with restraint and responsibility during the war. Communications Minister Shlomo Karhi accused the judges of issuing a highly divisive ruling, while many soldiers who are endangering their lives in a war for our homeland oppose the dangerous regime change it heralds. Knesset Speaker Amir Ohana said it is obvious that the Supreme Court does not have any authority to annul basic laws, but it's even more obvious that we cannot deal with this so long as we are in the midst of a war. The Movement for Quality Government in Israel, a key petitioner against the government legislation, hailed the historic verdict as a tremendous public victory for those who seek democracy. MK Matan Kahana from Benny Gantz's party urged both sides to take a deep breath and keep things in proportion. He stressed that a High Court ruling must be obeyed, while criticising both the Knesset and the court for making landmark decisions on such matters with the barest of majorities. He said the next Knesset should reach broad agreement on any judicial reform. Labour Party Chief Merav Michaeli said even the Conservative judges ruled today that the court has the authority to review and invalidate basic laws. There's no clearer statement to all the wreckers and destroyers of democracy. Israeli democracy will not give up. This is Peter Jones-Pellach reporting for NCJWA, Australia.